Hi, my love bugs. It is Sunday, fun day. Lextober day 5, the first Sunday of Lextober. So let's get into it. Grab a snack and come on back and let's talk about some Sunday serenity. Hi, my love bugs. I am so grateful that you all are here on this Sunday, fun day for Lextober. Lextober day 5. I can't believe we're already 5 days into October already. Like this winter arc is going fast. It's going fast. Going fast. I wanted to talk today about the power, of serenity. Sunday serenity. Finding the joy in the small moments, right? Finding joy in the small moments. You all know that for the last 3 months, I've been taking Sundays off. And I didn't really have a Sunday off until about maybe the last month or so. And the last 2 Sundays in particular, I just rotted in bed all day. It was quiet. I spent time with Zoe and Mam. And I didn't have to worry about filming a video. I didn't have to worry about going live. I didn't have to get dressed. I didn't have to comb my hair. I didn't have to do anything if I didn't want to. I didn't have to. And it's such a good feeling. So I wanted to talk about that today. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about basically what I do on Sunday and what makes me happy on a Sunday. Like the quiet, the power of a quiet morning on a Sunday. And the power of a quiet morning on a Sunday, it's something sacred about Sunday mornings for me. Sunday mornings have always been the time that my mother and I would spend together. She would basically be reading her paper from cover to cover. The Sunday paper, whether it be the local Sunday paper or the New York Times, she loved. And then I would take my sections. She loved the whole New York Times. I loved the leisure section. That was my section, the leisure section. And she would read the rest of it, and she would do her crossword and all of that. And we would have our tea. Sometimes on Sunday she would have coffee. But for the most part, we would always drink tea together. And we would watch PBS and just spend our days, our mornings together on a Sunday. And it was so, those memories I will have forever. I will have those memories forever. And watching Sunday morning, CBS Sunday morning, just beautiful, beautiful memories, right? And there's something sacred about that, about Sunday mornings, about the air. It feels softer. Right on a Sunday morning, the light hits differently on a Sunday morning. And even if the world is still spinning like it is, because everything is chaotic and crazy right now, right? We're living in crazy times right now. There's a tiny whisper in your soul that says, be still. Be still. Take this time for yourself and be still. And I love a slow morning, and I love to just be still. No TV, no sound, no nothing. Just still and quiet. Just still and quiet. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. And the smell of coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, when my mother was alive, that would be the smell I would have on Sunday morning. Her coffee. She would be brewing her coffee. And, the sound of the birds outside your window. Those are the small things that hold gigantic peace. Gigantic peace. Those small things. And I've learned, that joy doesn't always show up loud. It's not always loud. Sometimes it whispers. It whispers. And in my 60s, I started to recognize that. That peace isn't about what we're doing. It's about what we're feeling. Simple about what we're feeling. Finding gratitude in the ordinary. Lexi is all about that attitude of gratitude. I'm all about that. And today, basically, I want you to look around your space. Look around your space and name 3 things that bring you joy. Look around, just look around. What three things bring you joy? Well, for me, it's Yappy, Zoe, and Mam Mam. Not in that order. Zoe's always at the top of the list. But those are the three things that bring me joy, right? The one being thing is Yappy. But the two people, or the two beings, not people, the two beings in my life, Zoe and Mam Mam, they bring me joy. And Yappy always brings me joy, right? That brings me joy. And, it's also for me a warm mug of tea, a warm mug of tea, which I had today. I had my warm mug in my Victor Truth Wave Boss mug. I had my warm tea. And the sound of ocean waves, from growing up in the Virgin Islands my whole life, I have that. That sound is embedded in me, the smell of the salt air and the waves. When I worked in my 20s, I worked for the Caribbean Dance Company of the Virgin Islands. I was the administrator there. And out my window, I could see the ocean. It was just magical. It was a magical time in my life. From my porch at home, from my gallery upstairs at my mom's, I could see the ocean. You could smell that in the air. You could hear the waves. You can hear those waves, And the fact that you all are here listening, breathing, connecting with me, that's magical. That's magical right there. So, when we're grateful for the small things, the universe multiplies them. The universe multiplies them. When you're grateful for the tiny things, the universe multiplies them. And every tiny thank you becomes a magnet for more blessings. And I'm so thankful for you all, and thankful for, the smell of tea, or when my mom was still here, the smell of coffee. Thankful for, only for my mom. The smell of coffee turns me off, but when I smelled that, I knew my mother was okay. She was having her coffee. That was amazing to me. The birds chirping out my window, the beautiful North Carolina blue sky and the fluffy clouds, right? Those things, just, and the thoughts of the memories I had of waves and different things, those things bring me joy. Those things bring me so much joy, and they become magnets for more and more blessings, more and more blessings. And that's the secret to abundance. It's the secret to abundance. It's not money or fame, it's gratitude in motion. And I say that here all the time. When we have the attitude of gratitude, that opens us up for so much love and abundance of riches to come our way. Abundance of love and abundance of happiness, abundance of joy, abundance of hope and unity, abundance of health, abundance of wealth. When we are grateful, like I tell you, when I wake up, the angel's like, oh, she's up. Yes, because I am grateful for the day. I am grateful. And I'm so happy to be here. So happy. So yes, that attitude of gratitude, practice that every day and you will see things change in your life. I promise you, they will change. Right now, everybody's on that 3D. That depression, that complaining and whining, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that, and I don't like this one, and I don't like that. That's that 3D behavior. Lexi is above it all. Lexi is above that. I am trying to get to that fifth dimension, baby, that fifth dimension. Up and away in my beautiful balloon. The fifth dimension, honey. I'm trying to get there, and I don't mean the singing group either. I'm trying to get up there. Gratitude is what is going to bring you there, not that sullen, always, down in the dumps. That's not 3D behavior. I don't want that. I want to be up in the fifth dimension. That's what Lexi wants to be. And the attitude of gratitude is what gets you there. That gets you in that motion. Sometimes people think that peace is something that you have to earn. And I want you to know that peace is your birthright. We are all entitled to peace. All of us. Every last one of us is entitled. It is our birthright. It is our birthright. Remember that. It's your birthright. It's your birthright. You don't have to prove anything to deserve it. You don't have to prove anything to deserve it. You can decide right now, I choose calm. I choose joy. I choose to protect my peace at all cost. At all cost. You decide. It's up to you. Somebody came in the chat the other day and they said, oh, can you make me happy or whatever? And I'm like, well, I could say some nice things to you, but I can't make you happy. You make that decision for yourself. Just like you make the decision for yourself to choose calm and to choose joy and to choose to protect your peace. You have to make that decision like Lexi makes it every day. Yeah, I don't take any BS off of anybody. You all know that. You know, Lexi. The BX will come out of Lexi in a minute. In a minute. In a minute. And I don't stand it for anybody else around me who I love either. I don't. I will bark like a dog, honey. I don't go for that. I don't go for that. Anybody who's mistreating somebody around me or whatever, no. We're not having that. We're not having that. Peace is your birthright and choose to protect it. I do. And no is a full sentence. That's a part of protecting your peace. When somebody says, do this, that, or that, I can't. I'm tired right now. I have other things going on. If I could do it, I will. But if I say no, that means no. Don't ask me 5 times. I said no. And I don't owe you an explanation. No is a full sentence. Remember that. Lexi told you that. No is a full sentence. In my 60s, I've learned that boundaries are a form of self-love. Yes, they are. They are. And if it costs your peace, it's too expensive. Right? So I'm going to say that to you again. Boundaries are a form of self-love. And if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. Too expensive. And I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your children. When you need time and you need peace, that's it. I'm not available, period. Point blank, period. That's it. When I'm ready, I will be back. But right now, I need peace and quiet. This is what I need. This is what mama needs. Right? So yeah. Do it. I'm telling you. And the people around you will respect you. They will respect you. They will. They will. It's not a slight against anybody. It's not, no, it's not. I'm protecting my peace and myself. And once they learn that, they will be doing it too. Mark my words. Mark my words. Protect your energy the way you'd protect your favorite crystal or candle with reverence. Right? With reverence. Protect it. Right? Protect it. Protect your energy. So everybody, let's breathe together. Let's do a little breathing exercise. Let's do a little one. So let's inhale love. And exhale worry. Let's do that again. Inhale love. Exhale worry. Do that. Some days I have to do that, to sit down and do some breathing exercises for myself. Yes. Sometimes you have to. You get so wound up and caught up in everything except for taking care of you. So those are the things you need to do. So let's say this. Today I am calm, grateful, and grounded. My peace flows like water. I am exactly where I'm meant to be. Yeah, say that. Say that. Today I am calm, grateful, and grounded. My peace flows like water, and I am exactly where I am meant to be. Because you are, beloved, exactly where you're meant to be. Take that pride and take that time, that self-love and self-care for you. That self-love and self-care for yourself. This is your Sunday reset. reset, a moment to realign and remind yourself that life is still beautiful, even when it's quiet. Even when it's quiet. So, this day, Lextober Day 5, I just want you all to remember that joy doesn't live in big moments. It doesn't live in big moments. It lives in the tiny, consistent ones. The tiny, consistent ones. That's where it lives. And, the smile you give, the breath you take, the moment you say thank you, just be thankful. Just be thankful. And that's what it's all about. That's what the tiny, consistent moments are. Just saying thank you. You want to say a prayer? Get up in the morning and say thank you. That's it. That's a prayer. Thank you. Go on about your day. Thank you is a prayer. Say that. Say it. Feel it. Say it. So I hope that this Sunday message touched somebody. I hope it touched somebody out there. I hope that it did. But let me know in the comments, what's one small thing that brings you peace today? Or what are the 3 things around you that bring you joy? Let me know in the comments. I want to talk about it when we go live next time. So let me know. Let me know so we can have a conversation. So until tomorrow, I want you all, Yappy and I want you to stay peaceful today on this Sunday Fun Day Reset Day. Stay peaceful. Stay grateful. That attitude of gratitude again. And, stay glowing. Stay glowing, my love bugs. Stay glowing. And just remember always, I love you. Plenty, plenty. I see you. Yes, I do. And I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of us as a collective here. I'm proud of all of us. Proud of us. So, until Lextober Day 6, enjoy the rest of this day. Remember that I love you plenty. And remember that tiny things and consistent things, like your smile, the breath you take when you do your breathing in and out, and just saying thank you. Those are some things that should bring you peace, right? So, on that note, we got to get out of here. We got lots of things to do today. Oh my goodness, it's such a busy reset day for Lexi on this Lextober Day 5. But Yappy and I love you plenty. We'll see you next time.